buying time. And here come the rotations as they start to swarm onto the site. Woxic can't land anything. Faven, free headshot for one, but it's Immor rotating in to combine. It's the dink from Slacks on the chin. Just about gets out of there alive. They're trying to challenge these Julies, and Faven will win it out. So the plant will be available. They tap it once to try and bait the long peak, but instead it's two players up short. One diverts into the apartments, and the 2-on-3 retake looks to take sessions. Xantares will play very little part in this. It's going to be all on xFloud. Xantares on 1 HP. Well, if there's anyone you wanted to have a lightning fast headshot, it would be him. But as he sneaks his way out, he is a bullet, a whisper, in fact, from death, and Faven will provide. xFloud left in the 1v3, spotted out by the first man, and at this point, you can see he's desperately trying to isolate the 1v5, then 4, then 3 as they scale down the plans. Faven does well to deal with Calyx, and now this B site starts to come under siege. Couple of deagles. Faven continuing, though, to just absolutely rip people's heads off. Spinny takes a double dink without ever turning, which makes things a little awkward, but Faven seems to be aware of everything that this CT side are trying at the moment, continuing.
Might still have a bit more to give, or rather to take. The Slacks comes in. No. Going to be the Galil that reigns supreme. Tested him to focus on pressuring in around mid and just trying to make things a bit unpredictable. Though as I say that, Immor decides to re-aggress through Banana, and Faven had just been sitting in the smoke, so he wasn't really ready to react once he came in.
Lovely pick, and Xantares able to strike. They're just baiting and switching so beautifully at the moment. Slacks finally finds something for Sprout. The feel. Woxic up against Slacks, peeking shoulder to shoulder. Slacks gets the better of him. Gives the position away, but they won't want to hunt more than that.
Actually crossed already. This could be dangerous. If Slacks manages to get the peek alongside his teammate on the bomb site, he has now been spotted though by xFloud, and unfortunately the AK does reign supreme in that case with the quick headshot, but Ralds gets the return, and now it means the newcomer has to go ahead and step up and hold this B bomb site alone. He's got 2 already.
Smoke, that unlocks it. Pop flash over the top. Spinny in trouble. Gotta do what he can, but nothing to be found. Faven and Key gonna try and boost up. Over the top, they deny the first diffuser. They know where they are, but Calyx, as he finds the first through the smoke, has still got to land onto Key, who's spamming away. Can't. Inferno, the 4-man stack is here. And as they start to charge up short, there is a lot of CT presence. The nade stack does net them 1, but it's quickly negated. A flurry of frags on the site, and well, Key will be able to grab another from the pit. Starting to make this a little more expensive. Knows that damage is really the order of the game at this point. The more the merrier. Spam through the long smoke. He's trying to isolate Xantares on the site before that smoke fades. He won't get the chance, but through the edge of it, he will catch another. And again, at this point, this round is starting to get very expensive in himself into Arch. That apartments play is going to become critical here. Xantares ahead of the smoke, able to get one, and blinded finds the second. Faven, his third victim as he rounds the corner, and this is a slaughter. Slacks only able to...
So I've got to say, really good restraint right now from Eternal Fire.
And there's the aggression. Xantares looking for it, hunting it down, grabbing it with open arms. Faven last alive, knows he should try and get something. He's tagged Xantares. Little fiddly to find, and that is the play as he comes out. We'll deal with him, or there we go. That's the frag he was after. Down to 15 HP now. Should be relatively easy pickings. It's a little more justified. Immor, as always, waits on the other side of the smoke for when inevitably Faven goes around the corner, but this time he's not watching for it. Faven finally gets the reward that he's been after for so many rounds. He'll trade out the second onto Calyx as well, and at this point, well, there's nothing xFloud can do. He swings wide, hopes to dink up 1 maybe, but that's it. Bomb will go down, 7th round will be secured, and again, it will just be a matter of, can we take away a rifle duo? You have to say, they want to be a little careful here on the T side, as Faven does find the connection, not to lose any more, and can't quite connect it, drops his smoke. Knows he has to buy time as they charge on through, and Slacks fully blinded through the smoke. Finds a big kill. xFloud with just the FAMAS. It's the one gun you really don't want to have on the CT side. He does well to get 1.
Note that the B bomb site is a little bit weaker at the moment. That's where they found a lot of the success. 17 and 9 for Faven as well. Definitely going to be helpful.
And here it comes. Here they come. Straight on out. Spinny diving to try and get something done. Key will find the first, and it's falling apart all. xFloud and Immor will try, because they have to try. It's the last round of the half, but as Slacks picks the UMP off, Immor has to charge through a smoke. It's the clock. This is utter chaos. The site is lost in its entirety. Rals will find another frag onto xFloud. They're going to try and get this bomb down in no man's land. They will just about manage to do so. Now the charge on in, and Key finds another big headshot. Just the two players in towards Coffin's left. Xantares, tagged up by the early nades, is trying to catch the man who's reloading, but the bunny hop. And they start to pounce onto this A site. Timing going to be key here as Slax starts by the spray down of the first from inside of the site. Favon and Slax combining brilliantly. It's a 4-for-1. Favon through the smoke, continuing to frag out as Woxic is left, trying to scrape up the pieces. 3 players here as the hit starts to come through, and here we go. Key mollied out of his first angle of choice, spraying away on the FAMAS, gets the early 1-for-1. Rals will Favon sits in the smoke, plays himself a timing. The swing is good, but it is actually traded. Favon just about finishes his meal with Xantares before he goes down, and Slax is there to deal towards the crossfire on Banana. Key has been behind Wood this whole time, and as he swings, oh, the timing is nasty. Calyx deals with him, and now it's all on Favon. Tucked behind sandbags, it's never checked properly, and he gets away with one. Molotov dropped, buys time, goes on high, and gets flank coming in from Slax, but it's going to be late. Favon ducks under. Try and get aggressive here, Eternal Fire. Imor has actually gone past Rouse, but as he turns to check his back, he'll get away with it. Riding his luck a little bit there, but he finds it. The nades continue to do work. He'll post himself tight on the corner. The secondary smoke will come to back him up, and through it, Key will find another. Fantastic damage early on. That one rifle on Xantares has been spotted out in amongst the chaos. Calyx will be able to recover it at the very least, but coming up against Favon, who's rotated onto a nasty little angle atop the flower bed. He looks to continue pushing.
Nice little double position on, in here on long, though, that I don't think is going to be expected. Indeed, the MP9 pounces on the inside, so it'll be an internal fire right now, more so.
Gonna clean up house. The mid-aggression punished. Woxic able to take out Favon and grabs the double as well. They keep continuing to try and trade it. Slax will finally get it done. It leaves the man advantage there. Make it. Slax is aware of the possibility, but the timings are going to be rough. He does deal with it, but Keed misses his shot. Xantares
He does look to favour them statistically. Slax is good, though.
He will slow it down even further. Molly on short will buy yet more time, and Slax looks to encroach off the back of it. Hits a big shot. Xantares falls. Slax wants to do it again. He wants to just continue doing it, and he picks off Woxic. Just plucking at the hairs as they look to make their way up short. Favon now playing in and around these smokes, looking for his 30 bomb. Somehow it's a level 3-on-3 as they look to take the site. Favon still alive and kicking. There's the 30 bomb, traded at least by Emor, but Slax continues just to pick away at them. Piece by piece they fall until all that remains is Emor with 5 seconds on the clock. He gets the kills, but it doesn't matter. The round is done, and it will go with a whimper. 16-7 Sprout.
You've got the numbers. And well, that looks to be the case, and Spitty's actually fairly aggressive, but he's alone, and well up close and personal against those Glocks, you're not going to have a great time unless you land the instant at this stage. As long as they trade out successfully, it really is going to be tough for Sprout to get back in, and there you go. It's good to have a backup just in case you lose one, or you get locked out, so.
Is Key instead gets his ripped off with the initial dinks. Antares looks to punish, and Key is there to make sure that's not quite as simple an affair as he would perhaps have liked. They charge the MAC-10 up Con as a response, and he does very well to get 2. Key again there to respond and at least keep it level in the 3-on-3, but HP advantages are there. Woxic now tagging down Spitty as he looks to peek and maybe get something done, try and take just a little bit more pressure off of Key, but that's his life gone. They can lock out this site, and that's what they'll look to do. Smoke onto the mid site. Missed shot from Favon. The punishment is there. They smoke up short to try and make sure Woxic can get for an extended period, though. It leaves you very vulnerable to one and done. Zimmer on 43 will swing this angle. There's the frag from Key, but now Slax, with his position likely known based on that contact, has to do something. He swings right into the awaiting arms of Woxic, and there's Calyx to rip it apart. The setup decimated in a matter of seconds, and with the long push coming in, Rals is stuck between a rock and a hard place. The flash is inch perfect. X-Cloud doubles up, and the first right in waiting.
Kill with him and making it a bit more costly, but yeah, I mean, just straight in the perfect position to grab a pick and just fall away to give them this early advantage. Ooh. And no, what is that from Xantares? How the hell does he spot him?
They go quickly off the back of that as well. They've got the short control, man out monster. Smoke timing is good. The jail player's isolated as they start to swing. Rals does very well and actually manages to double it. Woxic spotted out towards short. They'll be screaming for the rotate now. Rals looking for even more. Has to switch to the USP, and Calyx running how hard. Do you want to commit that AWPer into the angle with close players? He does very well to deal with Woxic, and now X-Cloud with the bomb dropped deep behind him, knows he has to hunt this first man down. Slacks, team flash in, won't quite connect. He'll be taken down for it. Too many players look to group. xCloud bomb in his hands. He's going to tap it once, trying to bait them in. He baits
passes. Slacks doesn't land his shot. Won't really be damaged up too heavily himself, but now they've got to worry about Calyx coming in through connector as well, and he lines them up, only getting the one kill, at least in the initial spray down. When the swing comes in from Slacks, he's going to punish with an instant headshot. And now it's going to be a 5-on-3 that Sprout are feeling pretty desperate in. Spitty positions himself aggressively up close in Guardian, or at least in behind the... How much can he reasonably get done from this position?
Needs a lot. Big call for that setup to be made. He gets one, but it's a site under absolute siege. xCloud catches Fathom. No idea he was there.
And then it means they can easily get their guns out on Woxic and Calyx as well and ensure that there's
a way out monster. It's going to be a one-man band down on B, and that is going to be Rals looking to do it all alone. Fathom, yes, he levels things out at 4-on-4, but the timing on this is disgusting. The molly not going to do anything at all. Emor all over the site before any damage is even done, and there's just nobody here, nobody home. Ral's got to cover too many angles at once. It's a freebie, a gift of a kill. Slacks is going to try and do what he can, tries to be proactive with it, and
looking quite a bit more likely than I thought it would be.
Aggressive on this fountain angle, spots the shadow of Xantara as he swings. There's the freebie. The follow-up is good. xCloud will put him down, but it's a nice... If he can get multiple kills, he secures the round for sure. The spray down's a little wobbly. He only gets one, but good damage onto Calyx as well. With rotations coming in, that may well be enough, but Rals can't hold on to the site. Has to back off from the AK bullets. They haven't got the util to chip away at either of these players either, so as Calyx sets a very aggressive angle, if he could have got one, it would...
In terms of mollies and such to slow them down. Instead, the CT is tucked in towards the pit. So far, no kill somehow coming through. Eventually, though, it's the one-for-one trade, and it begins to go the way of Eternal Fire. It's Woxic, rather, with two.
He's got this flank going, though. No idea. xCloud gets it for free. And Slacks has some big questions to ask here. He even wants to commit at all. There's a lot of angles between him and this site. Spots out Calyx. Knows where xCloud was, but the bomb is so far gone. Lands the first shot. He's got a smoke, but he hasn't got time. xCloud will put it...
Player standard. They're actually going to charge two players out monster as well. That was a bit of a wild one. I just seen that on the radar. They just started going forward out of nowhere, and Emor just sprays them down with ease.
All too easy. This is starting to fall apart for Sprout. This is starting to look nervy. Rals will get one, but the trades again are good. He left to contend with a 1v3 from all the angles. 5-half, maybe look for a little bit more. They will be dreaming a dream right now. Bait and switch setup, but Woxic has already started to break it down. Key falls early. Faven and Slacks look to play the double long setup. They've got a third man joining them now in Rals, who has one of those flashbangs to get them round the corner. Multiple targets. Faven does deal with the first, but xCloud is there. The response is immediate, and Faven out on an island will be taken out despite the flashbang. Spitty, well, he only had the...
At the moment, they've got a few players peeking in short, with Sprout having absolutely no idea.
Timing's going to be everything. Two spotted out as they cross. Raz will deal with the first, and it's a nice response from Faven as well. And the shot off the back of it leaves him a little off kilter, as now he actually lets the first man go straight on through, sacrifices his...
in towards the playground, and a couple more moving in his direction as well, so he's going to find a lot of action here. And
nobody shows any kind of face. There's not even a smoke for the bomb. They've got to take these fights. They know it. They swing, but the frags keep going against them. Faven will at least punch in a couple to up the stats, but there's just too many bodies, just too much.
Gone ahead and taken out Spitty in the meantime. They're ready to go ahead and continue facing in towards middle. It's a wild spray though of those dualies. They don't manage to land, and well, now we could even be in a little bit of trouble. He calls in for the assistance.
Problem will be escaping from that site itself, and yeah, Riles gets his head ripped off clean through the smoke, leaving Faven and Key to try and play this after plan. That's messy from Key, can't quite get it done. Faven, yes, he finds one, but there is so much more required of him. Bomb being diffused in the background. He'll get two, though, and Calyx will be forced to come off it. Faven looking for the hero moment. Oh, he can't. To spam away. Now Faven seen on the swing, dealt with by Calyx. That's a big opener. Molly goes in, slows things right down. Pop flashes inch perfect. Eternal Fire just feeling this one. Raz is left. 1v5. It looks like he just wants to get out, but even that's going to be a stretch. He gets one. Tucks himself into the corner, drops his own smoke, desperately trying...
Tension so that his teammate can peek through as well. As you can see, Xanthar is ready to pop up, and actually, well, that's the bomb. So, drops keys and confirms the bomb's around mid, and, well, then gets glocked in the face. That's never fun. Ral's on the Deagle is going to get one, rather. And thankfully, Woxic is going to go ahead.
They have defuse kits. Rals will have to swing this. There's the freebie, and now Slacks is chucked into a 1v2 that is not favourable at all. 6 seconds. Wants to try and plant it open him or
just drop the smoke. Probably could have bypassed that pretty easily, but once they drop the smoke, of course, there's no vision as they make their way across. Reduce the info, but Woxic is going to go ahead and find some anyway, just charging out long. Smoke down. Unfortunately, though, he didn't expect Rals to be already pushing up as well. So he will end up being sprayed down, so the man advantage won't be held onto, and well, a 1-for-1 is honestly something Sprout are going to be feeling happier with. One of the better positions, I suppose, that they've had so far. Bar wasn't set massively high, as Emor very quickly shuts that one down. He doesn't manage to live with much health, but importantly, they do have the numbers in their favour, and Xfloud, he's been nuts this game, and, well, he doesn't look to really slow down. It was at least a good kill on towards Rals. It was a bit too much to ask. There would have been surrounded, especially would have been the op of Slacks in behind.
Problem is, again, 2-on-3. Limited info about what's going on elsewhere. Rotation already in place. Xanthar is well posted. Nice angle from Emor on low HP. He gets himself a second and here it comes right into the belly of the stack. 3 players here. Xcloud only a USP. Rals takes out his own teammate in the chaos, and now it gets very ugly. Calyx can't rain the spray in. But it's 2-on-2, and with both of these players flanking, there is absolutely no way that's expected. They're setting up to exit the site, and it's going to mean Rals is looking the wrong way. Imor with the gun down into the back, and now Slacks worrying about the wrong side of it. Turns at just the right moment, but it won't matter. Woxic gets it done. It will be 6. Here it goes, that one smoke. Try and give him some kind of an angle to work with. Instead, it gives Xanthar an opportunity. He grabs it with both hands and continues to do so, continuing on that form from map 2. Finally to be put down by Key, but at range out into the angle. He's got utility to help out as well. A flashbang to get them round the corner, but it doesn't land. Spinny and Fathom combine, and out of nowhere, this becomes winnable. 2-on-2. Woxic, close range in the vents, does well to get a couple of deagles. See if maybe they can take a rifle or 2 away. But Calyx, aggressive into the hut, starts to open things up on the MP5. Not a weapon you see all that often, but he's making it look crispy. Rals down to 5 HP, very nearly his 4th victim. Spinny, okay. Drops onto Emor, and we'll deal with him. Problem is, again, that there's just not enough firepower to do anything with that. So Xanthar, they're going to charge him down. He has to drop that molly to try and stay alive. Does just that. Rolls straight through it, though. Slacks follows him into the breach. Xcloud does well to get one and buys time for Xanthar to rotate in. That's bombed down. That's the double kill they need.
And it might just be, I don't think anyone's really budging from their current positions and pistols. I don't think the round win is the main goal. It would, in fact, be a bonus if they could find it, though.
An exit frag would be good. Xanthar is messing around with rifles. That does open up an opportunity. Fathom starts to swing Squeak. It's an awkward fight for Xanthar. He takes a lot of damage trying to get it done. It's an even worse one for Emor. And now they'll start to pop. This A site looks incredibly vulnerable as Fathom finds the second. It's from on high. Calyx has got it all to do. He manages to get one. X will bait them back in anew. The afterplants are fantastic, though, and Spiddy, despite being tagged up by Woxic, does find the kill onto Xflower. Woxic can't quite land the headshot shot. Headshot angle. And, well, 1v3. 2 low HP players. Not that it matters to the AWP. He'll only find the first. Here we go. Fast execute down the ramp. Xflower and Xanthar combining well. Xanthar actually grabs the second, and somehow Eternal Fire find themselves a man up. Xanthar is in a very untenable position, but he keeps getting kills. How is he? These 1v1s, he's got no other choice. Too many bodies to do anything else. Immor charges in early. The scout isolates the fight.
A win would leave Eternal Fire on an eco, but Xanthar is very similar to that previous round, positions himself in towards Secret. They hadn't seen it, so they had no reason to expect that he'd go forward of that smoke. And with a quick double kill, a smoke down on the molly, he can just stay alive here, continue wasting time. And I believe allow for his teammate to go ahead and spam once the cross starts coming in, but, well, he just peeks back up and takes a kill anyway. Doesn't matter.
Why not?
I believe it's the op even in towards main that was ready to cover him off. Eventually will fall. He gets a bit too hungry, I'd say, for those kills. But it doesn't matter. He's 16 and 4.
Wells does invest fully, but can only afford a Tech 9 with it, so it's going to be a very quick play. Into the A site they go. Calyx gets the first. The flashes are good to keep that hut player alive, and Immor As he creeps his way out, Slacks on the angle, can't even win the...
Well, he's going to have a test again. This time, it's going to be very important that he doesn't immediately fall, and indeed, he comes out with 2 kills before he goes down. They'd gotten a little bit...
Start, but Slacks is well ready for it. They're holding for exactly this. Xcloud will get 1 on the backstab. Calyx looks to swing with him, and out of nowhere, it's 3. But a lovely timing on these backstabs. Key's going to be looking completely the wrong way. That's a gift of a kill to Emor, and at this point, Spiddy... What do you even do? It'll be double digits if you don't give it a go. It'll likely be double digits if you do. And look at the economy of your team. Even with maxed out loss bonus, that next buy is going to be very ugly. The CT side continues to dominate. Xantares and Calyx continue to fill the kill feed. Calyx will get the last
way across the secret. Might have a chance to get the bomb plant here with xFloud being overwhelmed, potentially with the numbers swarming, but no, great control to at least come away with the 2. It allows enough time for Woxic to also position himself. This would be a good time to step up, actually, and he's in the perfect position with that Tech 9. I was gonna say up close in their faces, he actually backs.
These will be heard. Key ready and waiting on the off angle for it, and he rips his head clean off as a result. 2 kills to his name, 2 of the biggest of this series so far. They'll have to give this a go, Eternal Fire. 3 on 4. Calyx will be flashed into the ramp, looking to clear out Decon, but that flash is mistimed. Blinds him up instead of the opposition, and as they start to swarm, Key will hear all of this. He's had a slow game. He wants more. Xantares and Calyx will double peek. That will at least be traded away, but that bomb is already so far gone. And as they start to really try and get into the depths of the site, into the guts of the defense, it's Faven who finds Xantares. Faven who continues to frag out. Woxic will go down to Ra and Spiddy. Well, he's ready and waiting for it. Ra's about to dive up the vents. Antares, though, has already opened things up. The smokes go in. They start to lock things out. The bomb yet to be planted. Woxic only just getting that done now, but there's been dinks in the meanwhile. Spiddy and Key both walking wounded. As that molly comes in, this starts to look more and more improbable for that CT retake.
Yeah, and it looked like Spiddy should have been getting something from that in heaven initially, but no, instead he had gotten dinked down, now finished off by Xantares. And also with the heaven control being taken by the T side, it's going to be
CT side, and off the back of it, they're going to get cheeky with it. Woxic, timing, Key chucks his MP9 straight at him near enough. And that man advantage becomes 2, and Eternal Fire start to stutter their words out. Starts to look just that little more awkward. Spiddy with a 5-7 close range. That can do work, and they're yet to clear him. Now he spots it, spams away and gets 1. xCloud will trade it, but that's the first trade they found this round. 2v4. The A site going to be under siege, but there's so many pieces, so many moving parts still available for this CT side, including Key, who's going to go up ahead of this molly. He's right up there. xFloud hasn't spotted him. Imol has. Luckily bails him out for 1, but there's so much more required, and Faven is going to get it all.
B250. Other than that, all they have is some a Deagle and a couple of Tech 9s. So it's certainly not ideal. And in terms of early damage already, it is actually going to go in favor of the CT side. How the hell has that happened, though? Eternal Fire had surfed the player around, I believe, in towards main.
Beyond halfway gone. Now the fights start to come through. It's an awkward one. Imol wins the first. They boosted up over the top of that CT smoke, and it meant they now know where both of these players are. The bomb planted in an awful spot. Slacks is just going to stick it out. They've got to gun him down.
He has a smoke in hand right now. Doesn't drop it. Did he actually spot them? I'm guessing not. I thought he did, but it must have just been horrible timing as he decided to back away. Getting caught in transition, hunted down.
Of course, that's not how it's going to go down. Eternal Fire 14 to the more madness with it. Early peek into the A site. Flashes a fantastic. Spiddy completely blinded up. Nothing he can do. Ral's now forced to play in and around smokes. Into T-Ven at the moment unchecked, and it doesn't look like they're aware of the possibility. The problem is he's losing men left, right, and center. Imor has dealt with Slacks in the meanwhile. Ral's, he should get 1 out of this spot. At the very least, he should get 1, and he will do. Calyx, though, to give this retake a go, but look what Woxit's done just as they exit to drop the retake. Smoke, he takes Faven's head off. Oh, that doesn't even feel fair, but as Key was away, Faven backs out, and Woxic, well, he just takes the space that's given. Calyx. Haven't seen Sprout at full force often. Let's see what they can do with it now. Slacks looking for the angle, but he's lost a teammate again. They baited the peek out, and Calyx and Imor have found 2. Off screen, they've got 2 huge picks. Slacks will be able to respond with 1 at the very least. They need a lot more than that from their AWPer now. Calyx spots the outside player. Cloud this time playing the off angle, playing the headshot peek. Ralls will make it. Gets his head ripped off. It's a 1-for-1, but that's not good enough. Faven How many times has he been asked to clutch? This time out by Sprout. Looks to make his way out of the windows. Trying to just see if anyone will give him anything, but Xantares puts him down. 16-7 will read the final.